Hey everyone, it's Madison Gesiotto coming to you once again with the good news. Now, I know in the past we've talked a lot about the negative that happens in Hollywood and throughout the industry. However, there have been a lot of great celebrities doing much to give back during this trying time, and I wanted to bring some attention to those stories as well, starting with Rachel Ray. Obviously an incredible cooking show host for many years. I know I've enjoyed a lot of her recipes in the past. Well, her and her husband did a great thing to give back to Mr. Mo Project Senior Dog Rescue, run by the Hughes family in Clifton Park. Well, the family has brought in many dogs, injured and elderly dogs, and they've placed 20 in permanent adoption homes, over 100 in foster homes. And unfortunately, they say, the medical bills can run them as much as $40,000 a month to take care of these dogs. So Rachel Ray and her husband decided to give $10,000 to help the cause. The Hughes family was so grateful and says they hope they can place many more dogs in permanent homes following the attention they've received from the donation. So some incredible work by Rachel Ray and her husband. And another great story, Angelina Jolie saw these two young boys who were doing a lemonade stand, and they were doing this to raise money for children affected by the war in Yemen. And the two boys, 6 years old, said, they hadn't heard of Tomb Raider or Angelina Jolie, but of course their fathers had. And they were so grateful for the donation. And she said, I'm sorry, boys, I couldn't make it to the lemonade stand, but I wanted to give you a donation, and a generous donation she did give to these boys. And as we continue to go through the coronavirus pandemic and trying times here in our country as well as across the world, it's important that we stay updated on treatments and, of course, vaccine news. And so when it comes to that vaccine news, we continue to see multiple vaccines in that final phase of human testing in their trials, so we're keeping track on that. But manufacturers are now producing the vaccine in anticipation of the FDA approval. Of course, these won't be given out to people in the United States until they have that FDA approval, but they're hoping that, if they get that final approval, they'll be ready to go with many doses. So we'll keep track on that. And in the meantime, as we, wait for the vaccine, treatments have been studied all across the country. And now they're taking a look at the nose. Dr. Andrew Lane, who's at the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine, he's a rhinology specialist, says, he hasn't really usually been the center of attention in his profession before now, but now he says everyone has their eyes on him as he continues to study the nose and how this could potentially impact coronavirus moving forward. He's saying, they're studying a nose spray that smothers and inactivates a key viral protein, as well as disinfectants commonly used before sinus surgeries, and even a dilute baby shampoo misted up the nose. And so they're developing and testing ways to prevent the virus from settling in that prime nasal real estate. So we'll keep track on this as they move forward in these studies, as well as vaccine news and so much more. And as always, if you've seen stories of good news that you haven't seen covered on the mainstream media, be sure to send them to us so that we can share them with all of our viewers. And we'll be back soon with more good news.